Hi, here we are, CORA-ntine Cuisine. It is Tuesday. We are so excited today because I have an amazing, legendary guest on. Jacques Pepin is coming on tonight. Yes, he is a legend. He's a master chef. We have all of our ingredients all set up, ready to go for him. And let me tell you, he is a mentor. He is incredible. I can't say enough about him. He actually helped me catapult my career. He was dear friends with Julia Child, whom he had a show with called Julia and Jacques for years on PBS. I watched it religiously growing up in Mississippi. His book, La Technique, is like a Bible to chefs all over the world. He was a New York Times columnist, and he is the master chef of master chefs. Jacques is also a passionate artist. We have several of his paintings hanging in our home, which we love, and his sketchings. He is a wonderful father, grandfather, husband, and he's an icon to chefs around the globe. He's a technician, he is an artist, he's a craftsman, and he is definitely a gentleman. He's one of my biggest inspirations. Jacques Pepin is going to be with us today, and I actually pulled out something, started reading a little bit. I've read everything about Jacques that I could find, and I really read some things about some of his memories of food growing up. And I wanted to recreate that today for all of you and for him as an homage to Jacques, because I am so honored that he said, hey!
Hey guys!
Hi! How are you?
We're just joining for a second. We're crashing the party. We know that Jacques is coming in a second.
I love you crashing the party. That is so amazing. I love you. I'm giving you guys big food hugs.
Mwah.
Thank you for crashing the party. This is incredible. Oh my God. How are you guys
This is super exciting. We're good.
I know, quarantine means cocktails, and cocktails mean, for me,
Hey, let me say,
I'm too lazy and I have picool. I love a good picool.
And a lot of homeschooling for us. We have 6 kids. We're homeschooling. Let me tell you, today was one of those days that you wanted to like,
oh my Lord, sweetheart,
you
bless your cotton
today
socks.
than ever.
There you go. I cheers to you a million times.
We see Jacques cooking every night, though. Every night we see him. It's awesome.
No,
He's been having a lot of fun.
yeah, and I mean, honestly, he cooks for my mom all the time. So the only thing he said, he's a little concerned the wine cellar is feeling a bit depleted.
Oh,
like, that was the big
they're
thing.
depleting the wine cellar. Well, I know they have a ritual, but I love reading this. And I know, Susie Heller, we have a mutual friend in Susie Heller, who's incredible. And she's actually one of our son's godmother. And she told me that I know about Jacques that he and your mom love to have a couple bottles of wine at night. They talk about the day. They just reminisce about what's going on and get caught up. And I just think that's such a wonderful thing that they do together. They've been doing it forever, right?
They do, and I have to tell you, every night they set the table. Like, there's no like stand eat over a sink. They set the table. They sit down. My dad's pillow is kind of like smushed, but they sit and they enjoy, and that's it. Silverware, a wine glass, the whole.
That is so romantic and so amazing, and I love that. I think that Nicole and I love to do that too together. We have 6 kids, so we're kind of, sometimes it's a little bit, but on our nights together when we're, sans kids, it's a little bit, we get to have those romantic times. So I love that they have that ritual. It seems like it's bonded them. They've been married for how long now?
I'm 52, so 51.
Amazing.
No, sorry, 53 years.
Wow.
Oh my God, that is incredible. It's incredible. And you guys, how are you guys doing with quarantining? And are you getting time together? Are you guys getting time all as a family?
We're doing a lot of gardening. We have a whole bunch. We have a sunroom, and we have a whole bunch of little tiny starts. So we've got little tiny starts of kale. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Little tiny starts of all this.
Wow.
Wow, Kat.
You got it going on.
You know what? When we're not on like this live with a few hundred people, you're going to have to tell me what the heck that is, because that is really cool. And I didn't want to put my readers back on. But
we will. We'll let you know. When we're offline, we'll let you know offline what we've got going on here.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? I will say that, I wanted to say to Jacques,
Is he on yet?
Is he on?
I don't know.
Have you heard from Jacques Pepin art yet?
Yeah, it would be Jacques Pepin art.
He's gonna come to you through the Jacques Pepin art Instagram.
Let's see.
All right, we will get. We will
Oh my
make
God,
sure.
how cute are you with your little? I love what you're wearing.
Oh, this my little jumper.
It's so cute.
Cute.
I didn't see
So
the
casual.
Jacques
It was so
Pepin
cool
art.
today. It's so cold. We had a
I've
flyer
seen you for
last
so
night.
long. I miss you. I miss seeing you. We gotta after this. We resume life again. We all gotta connect.
Absolutely, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have family on the East Coast. Nicole's from Long Island. We have family. We go to Connecticut and the Hamptons and all that. So we gotta connect somewhere.
You're
Maybe
welcome in Rhode Island anytime. Anytime
That's
you
so
guys want
sweet.
to
Oh,
come.
I love that. And you guys come to Santa Barbara anytime. We'll just
We'll
do one there and one here.
Bonus.
I like it, but that's why. Okay, so that's why you're wearing that. You're not freezing. Okay.
Not freezing, no. It's actually we're having a heat wave here in California, in Southern California. So.
Oh my God.
Oh my
But we're
God.
gonna drop out and let you guys have a good time.
Yeah.
No problem.
I think we're gonna watch though.
Yeah.
Yes,
You have
yes, watch.
Will you
Talk to you
tell him to jump on and then I can invite him in?
Okay.
We'll do that.
I hope
Awesome.
I mean, he's
Bye, you
supposed
guys.
to.
Have fun
Oh,
cooking. Bye.
Say
See
hi
you.
to Tito.
Okay, what are you making?
All right, so you guys listen. I am making, while we're waiting for Jacques to come on, I went on and I read about, I know so much about Jacques, but these things I didn't know. He really spoke about his memories, his food memories. And I always talk about food memories from my growing up. And he talked about how his mom, and I really want to read, I'm going to read the quotes to him that he spoke about because I think it's so profound. But I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm doing. I've got a little escarole salad here. That's something from his child. All these things are from Jacques' childhood and from his life today. So baguette, crusty French baguette, fingerling potatoes out of his mother's garden, a little bit of garlic oil that he puts and makes a vinaigrette, or his mom used to make a vinaigrette with a little mustard, garlic oil, and vinegar, and put it on the escarole salad. This is escarole, which is so gorgeous. And then I just did this on my own because I love asparagus, and it's so pretty right now with a little lemon, dark chocolate, apricot preserve or jam, brioche, really sweet, nice, warm butter, red wine, all those things that he really loves. So I really wanted to bring those to light today, and that's going to be our dinner tonight, which I'm so excited about because I love to eat like this. I did
Show me what's in the
two apprenticeships,
pan.
and I did 2 apprenticeships with Georges Blanc and Roger Berger in France. This reminds me so much about being back there and eating this way and eating with, what we do is just have maybe a little piece of protein and have a little bit of, these little fingerling potatoes that I've put in a little brown butter and getting them crisp on the edges. He talks about that. I'll read you the quote because I really want to read it and then talk about it. But how these are getting brown, my mouth is watering, but brown butter and little fingerling potatoes and escarole. And this is the way when
Papa Steve says hi and he loves
Papa
you.
Steve, love you. Mwah. When I was in France and I was cooking, I was doing apprenticeships with Georges Blanc and Roger Berger. This is how I ate. For dessert, we would have a little bit of dark chocolate with a little bit of fruit or a little jam on some brioche. And we'd make this is a simple vinaigrette with just a little garlic oil, mustard, and vinegar. Sometimes we put shallots in it. Escarole salad. Sometimes you have lardons on there, which was a little baked piece of bacon, like a little pancetta, drizzled on there, and shallot and asparagus. So this is, to me, takes me right back to my time cooking in France. And Jacques was a huge part of that because I met Julia first before Jacques. I met Julia Child. I was very blessed to met her in culinary school. And I met her before culinary school, actually in Natchez, Mississippi. And she actually is the one who propelled me to go to the Culinary Institute of America, which I did. I ended up going. She said it's the Harvard of culinary schools. I went there, and then I was able to meet her before I went to France and tell her so much about my experiences. And then I met Jacques. And it was almost like, when they say lightning strikes once, maybe twice, I had lightning strike twice in my career. And that's why I'm standing here today. I really believe not only my family who propelled me, but Jacques and Julia, and they were dear friends, and they worked, and they spent time together on their shows. They spent time together doing events together. They were just dear friends, and I can't wait to talk to him about not only his, his experience with Julia, what she would be thinking about today, and his opinion about what's going on in this pandemic. What would be her opinion about it? And also his artwork. We have so much of his artwork hanging in our house in LA, but we also have sketching that he did. We have his book of menus that is so gorgeous. We actually sent him our menu from our wedding, and he did it artistically on this beautiful canvas that we have framed in our house. And I mean, he's just so artistic. I love art too. I love to oil paint. I'm an oil painter. That's my medium. And I want to ask him, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer that chefs and artists would go into painting in some way, but not many do it and really love it. So I'm really
Jacques I see him on right now. I
Yes.
can't get him to connect. I got to figure this out.
All right, no problem. We got time. I mean, it's Jacques. I'll wait all night. We can be here all night. I have plenty of food. I'm sure he has plenty of food. Him and Gloria have plenty of food there. We have wine. We're good. We have chocolate. I mean, hey, what's better?
Okay, Jacques, if you can hear me, can you request to be in the video? You might have to sign off, like leave the page, and then come back on the page, and it will let you. It says, do you want to be part of the video, or I can do it. But for some reason, I think it's because you might have blocked it. I don't know. I'm trying.
We'll figure it all out.
Yeah,
we'll
for sure. We love you.
We love you. I can just go right into some things that,
Sure.
know, I want him to, because I know he could probably hear me. Maybe he will hear me and I know that Claudine and her husband and her family are listening. So, I mean, what I have to say, I just want to show you this is a letter. Okay. I was at Don Giovanni. That was my first executive chef position in Napa Valley after I went to France and after I did all these incredible things that I'm so proud of. I went to Don Giovanni. I was executive chef. He came in one night with Robert Mondavi. You guys all know the winemaker. You know the wine at least. And his family. And they came in. Robert Mondavi always came in. And he always came back to the kitchen. And he always asked me, Kat, what's the fish of the day? What do you have? What's a special? What can I eat? And I was always making something really special. And he brought in Jacques. And I was so nervous, you guys. I mean, here was Jacques Pepin. I had to cook for Jacques. I was only 27 years old. I had to cook for Jacques Pepin. I was the executive chef of this kitchen. Okay, he ate. I went out. I met him. He said, I thought I would shake his hand, and then he would say, thank you so much. It was, it was delightful. And then I'd go back to the kitchen. Instead, he said, sit down. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about your career. I want to talk to you about how you started. He actually sat there. And you know what? I want to say this because I think this, we think mentoring has to be years. Mentoring can be a moment. Mentoring can be a moment in time. It can be 20 minutes of your life that you get mentored by somebody legendary. And I got mentored in 20 minutes by Jacques Pepin, who I didn't know later that we would become friends. We would know each other through mutual friends. We would get to spend more time together. I thought this was my moment. I had 20 minutes. I got mentored in 20 minutes. I get a letter in the mail, a copy of a letter he sent on my behalf. I didn't ask him to do it. He did it out of his own heart and generosity. And as someone who paid it forward to a young chef, he sent a letter to the James Beard House on my behalf. And that was, to me, that was a turning point in my career. That literally set me on a trajectory that brought me to this point today. So he and Julia were incredibly, and this was him saying to the James Beard House, you need to invite this young chef. I went there, I had one of the most amazing meals, and I want to write you to say, you have to invite her to come and cook a dinner at the James Beard House. That was huge for a young chef, 27 years old, just starting her career. So this letter, which is a copy right now, we have the original, but this letter changed my life and changed my career. And I honestly think that you only need one person to believe in you. And he believed in me in that moment. I just want to say that because mentoring doesn't have to be years. Mentoring can be a moment. Mentoring can be one person in a moment that can change your career. For all of you out there thinking about a career change, figuring out what you're going to do. If you're young, you're older, you're starting a new career, or this is your second career or third career. It doesn't matter. Any day you can start a new path. And by this letter, this changed my life. And, I just think he is one of the legendary chefs of our time. And he is so inspiring to me. I mean, just such a gentleman, such a kind heart, such an incredible chef. His techniques, he's a technician. When I say he's a technician, and you should check out his videos on his Instagram, because he's given us something every day. Thank you so much for that. And every day we're getting something incredible from Jacques Pepin, and it's a blessing. So I'm going to keep cooking my potatoes here while you guys are figuring out how we can get him into our kitchen today. I hope we can do it. We can pull it off, because I got so much to tell him and so many questions.
I see him there, but if anybody can help me with this, okay? I see Jacques on. It doesn't give me the option to invite him live into the video, and I don't see a request from him to be there, so I'm not sure if there's something that's blocked on either one of our sides, or does anybody have any ideas?
I'm going to keep going. So
yes.
I'm going to read these. This is what I'm going to do, because I think we just got to, I got to pay homage to Jacques while he's waiting to come on. I do have a lot of questions for him. But first, I'm going to say, I want to read these. I have two memories of his one from his childhood, one from now. I believe it's recent. So I'm going to read this, just quoting Jacques, okay? His memories. For my mother, what comes to mind first are the small fingerling potatoes fresh out of the garden, with the skins that would slide off and you'd rub by your fingers. These potatoes were simply sautéed in butter to a crisp exterior. I think that's pretty crisp. I think that's nice and beautiful. Oh my God, I can't wait to eat them. They smell incredibly divine. But if you guys, I'm smelling warm, nutty butter, brown butter. That brown butter smell that you smell when you're baking something is incredible. And then he goes on to say, quoting him, served with an Escarole salad right here. These beautiful lettuce. I mean, I love this. I'm not sure if it was chopped. It doesn't say, but I like mine whole. I love it like this. I like to cut into it, that crispness. Dressed with a salad of mustard, vinegar, and peanut oil scented with garlic. So I have my garlic oil. I actually made mine with olive oil. And I made a garlic oil in his honor. And then I just mixed a vinaigrette. That then what you do is just kind of, you put a little salt in it. And then I'm just going to pour it on really beautifully on here. I'm just going to dress this out like that. I can imagine just being in his mother's French kitchen and just pulling this fresh escarole out of the garden and bringing in and finding what she has in her pantry, as we do right now, and putting it together and making this gorgeous salad. And maybe there was more things on it, I don't know, but to me this is perfection. And with these potatoes, I have this beautiful asparagus. I just put a little olive oil on. I have a little lemon next to it that I just steam lightly. And then it goes on to say, his next memory was, it says, the greatest taste. The greatest taste for me may be a perfect crunchy baguette. Crunchy baguette, okay? Crunchy baguette. Yes, this is really beautiful. Crunchy baguette, okay? Slathered. I like that he said slathered, because that means a lot. Slathered in this beautiful sweet butter, this sweet butter. Okay, just slathered in sweet butter. This reminds me of France like nothing else. It's just warm bread right out of the oven, a great baguette, just slathered in some butter. And then he said, goes on to say, and the greatest dessert besides dark bitter chocolate, which that's what I love. I love, and this reminds me as well, when I was cooking for Georges Blanc in Venus, right outside of Lyon, I stayed with friends of the family, and every day we would have a mushroom omelet or something for lunch, and very, very light. But at the end, she'd bring out chocolate, a little box of chocolates, and a basket of fruit, whole fruit. It might be a plum, it might, whatever was in season. but we would take a little piece of chocolate and we'd have it with our wine. And that was our lunch. And then we'd go rest. And then we'd get ready for dinner. And it was just the most amazing experience. And then he would say, Jacques goes on to say, maybe the succulent, besides dark bitter chocolate, maybe the succulent apricot or strawberry jams made with very ripe fruits, spread thickly. I like that he says slather and thick. Those are key words, slather and thickly onto a piece of toasted brioche, which I love that. And you don't need any butter on this because it is butter. I mean, it is fresh butter. I have this toasted brioche. It is so divine and it's so warm and just lovely. And this is such a perfect dessert. I can see this. This is a dessert. It's buttered bread, which is brioche, with beautifully made preserves. And that's it. I mean, how simple yet elegant, yet from the earth. Everything here is so natural, so pure. There is nothing adulterated about it. It is pure food. It is pure eating. And those quotes to me were so, actually teared up last night, didn't I?
Yeah.
Honey, I was reading this. I don't know if it was because
you were crying.
You know, my family, the way I grew up, or cooking in France and those memories, but it chokes me up a little bit because it was such a beautiful time. It is such pure cooking. I mean, you have this incredible, all I did was steam this asparagus. I didn't do anything except break off the fibrous parts of the ends, a little olive oil, a little lemon on it, and that's it. Simple. Chocolate, brioche with apricot, escarole salad with just a beautifully simple vinaigrette, and fingerling potatoes cooked in a little bit of butter until they're nice and crisp. That's it. That's all you need. What more do you need? I don't need more. I mean, this is, to me, the perfect meal. I mean, you just put those right on a beautiful plate. You know, you pull out something that's memorable for you. You know, I said earlier when we started CORA-ntine Cuisine, I said, sometimes, you know, pull out, just like Jacques and Gloria do. Follow what they do. You know, every day can be a magical day in some way that we find a tiny bit of, even today, it was one of the hardest homeschooling days we've had so far, but we pulled out the silver lining of that. And right now we're experiencing that. And I think that every day, I love the fact that they pull out their fine, you know, they pull out a little bit of, they set the table. You can do everyday forks, knives, spoons, whatever. They pull out, but you know what, like today I just walked over to the armoire, I pulled out one of my grandmother's plates, and we're just plating it on there, and we're going to sit down. We may light a candle. I don't know. Even with 6 kids, we may light a candle tonight and just enjoy the simpleness of life right now. Very simple. It's not complicated, but it's tough for a lot of people. It's very complicated in some ways. And you can have a lot of quality time with your family right now as well. And our hearts and prayers go out to everybody who's having a very difficult time with their families. They're on the front line. Of course, we want to celebrate those people who've lost loved ones. But at the end of the day, we also, who you have in front of you, give them a big hug. You know, share a meal with them, set the table. I like that idea, just set the table, you know, and that kind of sets the tone for the whole night. And
you should show his little sketch that.
I will. And so this sketch is, we have these gorgeous paintings that Jacques did in our home. We have this sketch here. It's amazing. I mean, he just did that. It's just a sketch. It's by
What's
hand.
the back? What is the back?
Back is fruit bowl.
Oh, cool.
It's fruit bowl. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
And then
I love that one.
I have all his books. Obviously, I have all his books. I mean, you know, and it's just every one of them. You know, just stories of my Bibles, and then his menu books are incredible. So, like we said, we saw this. We bought probably
one for each kid.
One for each kid, and
Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts, but these are just menu books. You can write your menus down in. You should go on and make sure you grab one of these. These are all his artwork. And what we did when we saw this, we had him make, like I said, we had him make our menu from our wedding, and we had it framed and put up. So, you know, he is legendary. There were so many questions we have to ask. We'll have to have him on again, and we can figure out how to get him on. We will. We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure it out. And you know, I mean, maybe, yeah, maybe Claudine can jump back on. Have Claudine jump back on. I want to ask her a couple questions about what she knows about she could probably speak to her dad very well.
Let me
They're
see.
super close. They cook a lot.
Let me see if he texted you. I'm on your phone, so it's hard to.
Just mushroom. Some beautiful chanterelles on top of the salad is incredible.
Is your phone close by?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your phone out just in case. I'll see it.
I think you took my phone, babe.
Oh.
You took my phone from me.
Oh, let me go look for it.
I thought I had my phone. Hi, everybody. Hey, it's live. This is what happens when live TV happens. This is live TV. But what I did was with fingerlings is that any potato you can do this with. So what I did was basically I just took a little bit of brown butter, just brown it. I've talked to you about how to brown butter before. Just take some butter, put it in your hot pan, make sure it's hot, let it start getting nutty. You'll smell a nutty fragrance from the butter when it starts getting brown. You're gonna throw your potatoes in. Of course, you boil them for, I don't know, really blanch them for 4 to 5 minutes. Blanch them, take them out, slice them in half. I like to keep the skins on because they're just so gorgeous. And I mean, you have these little, beautiful little potatoes. Look at that. So incredible. And they're crunchy. I mean, they're really have a crunch in my mouth. And that brown butter is just so divine that, you know, it is. Hi, honey.
Hi, baby.
Oh, I missed it. We're like, we got it going on today. I told you it was a hard homeschooling day. I mean, that homeschooling almost wrecked us today. It's like, but everybody's doing amazing. All right. So, what now, honey? What do we do? What do you think?
Maybe cook something else. Whip something out.
Oh, just whip it up. All right. Do we have any questions? Anybody on that we want to say hi to? Anybody coming on? Who we got on?
Lee says hi from Boston.
Hey, Boston. Boston. Yes. I love that.
Dina says hi, my fellow Greeks. Talking about such nice things about Jacques, and they really want him to come on. Carrie Garfield.
Hey, Carrie.
Was giving instructions on how to. That was really cool.
That was so nice.
Somebody said, "What are you cooking?"
Oh, what am I cooking? Well, let's see. I've got all kinds of things. This is an homage to Jacques Pepin. So I'm cooking things from his childhood and things from his memory that he loves. So I think that's Jacques. Hello. Oh, Jacques. We have Jacques here. I love technology.
I'm sorry, I don't know what happened.
Don't even worry about it. How are you?
I'm fine. I mean, I was looking at you doing some type of potato in the kitchen, but that was it.
Well, I will tell you, this is what I did. I did an homage to your family, your memories. So I was talking about the wonderful thing. I actually wrote about, first of all, you sent in 2009 a letter to the James Beard House on my behalf. After you came to Don Giovanni with Robert Mondavi.
With Robert Mondavi and Claudine, yes.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you so much, because it really did. That was a long time ago, and it really set the course for my career. And I can't thank you enough of how generous that is, because it doesn't happen every day. And it was so generous. Thank you so much.
I wish I could have been with you tonight. That's okay, too. And with you, too. Okay.
We're going to do that again.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
I have come here to help me, because I am not very good with the computer and all that, but anyway, I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Don't worry,
it's working now.
We're working. It's working. This works, and we love your your Instagram videos. You're helping a lot of people out there. So I want to ask you, Jacques. I know that you and Gloria have been married for 53 years, I believe Claudine said. Something amazing. 54 years. And you have a ritual every night where you guys sit down.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, 54 years, it's easy. See, what happened is that if I have an argument with my wife, if we don't agree, we do what she wants.
I agree with that.
When we agree, we always do what I want. So it's fine.
Well,
we do share a bottle of wine, sometimes two, at night for over 50 years. So I don't know if you can count, but it's a lot of wine.
oh, we love it. We will be there when we resume life again. We are coming for sure. We're gonna come share a bottle of wine with you.
We've watched you cook with your granddaughter too.
Not quite every night, but I do have a glass in your honor tonight.
Okay. Look, I have mine too, but I was waiting for you. I drank it.
I love it. I love it. Well, you can pour another one. We saw you cooking with your granddaughter. We saw you cooking with your granddaughter.
You have a whole cookbook, right?
Cooking with my granddaughter, cooking with Claudine, with my friend, with anyone who want to cook with me. I cook.
Oh my God, I love that. I want to cook with you so bad. Well, I want to ask you, you were dear friends with Julia Child for years and years and years. She was also, I consider, a mentor because I met her when I was, even before culinary school, I met her. And she gave me such amazing advice. What was she like? What was she like to you?
She was exactly the way she was on television, but the way she was in life. I met Julia in 1960. And so I knew her for half a century. And we had a lot of arguments, but with a lot of love. I mean, we had a good time together. We drank a lot of wine and other things together. We put together. She was, sometimes a lot of people make how different we were, but we were not really. I mean, the importance was that, the quality of the ingredient, the simplicity of a recipe, the sharing of food with people, and, that's what we were together. So
That's beautiful.
That's amazing. That's
So
amazing.
special.
And
you should tell them what you made for
okay. So I really wanted to. I was thinking about, what I read a lot about your memories of your childhood, and I wanted to do an homage. This whole meal is an homage to you of what I read, and I know that you have many, many memories. I mean, you have an illustrious career, obviously, that spans for so long, and you are, to me, the master chef of master chefs. I grew up watching you and Julia on PBS growing up in Mississippi. Your book, La Technique, is a Bible for chefs all over the world. I mean, you are a technician to me. You're an artist. You are a craftsman, and I've met you through Susie Heller so many times. You're a gentleman. You're amazing. And so I want to read this quote because it's so beautiful about your memory of your mother. So you say, for my mother, what comes to mind first are small fingerling potatoes, fresh out of the garden, that with the skin would slide off when you rub them by your fingers. And these potatoes were simply sauteed in butter to a crisp exterior. And I wanted to do that for you because I wanted to bring this back.
How'd she do, Jacques? How'd she do?
And this escarole salad that she'd make, very simple, right out of the garden, with just mustard, a little garlic that was in a peanut oil, and vinegar.
A lot of garlic.
A lot of garlic. I did a lot of garlic because I'm Greek, so I like a lot of garlic. So a lot of garlic. And then you said the next memory that I loved was about your greatest taste. You said the greatest taste for me may be a perfect crunchy baguette slathered generously. And I love that you say slathered generously. I love those words. Generously with a sweet butter. And the greatest dessert besides bittersweet dark chocolate is brioche with an apricot jam or a strawberry jam And that's your idea, and I'm sure some red wine, obviously. That's your idea of some of the greatest taste and some of your memories.
Yeah.
And I love that.
You know?
It's just so simple. It's so simplistic, but so pure.
Yeah.
So pure.
This is what it is, you know. I mean, love is, and food is the quality of ingredients, simplicity, and the sharing of it. You know, that's, you know, I remember I have worked and I have eaten in the greatest restaurant in the world.
Yes.
And if you ask me what is your greatest memory of food, it's always with someone that I love, whether it's my wife, my daughter, my mother. This is what we learn with you much more than those greatest restaurants in the world.
I agree.
Because food, of course the food is great, but the memory of it, the sharing of it, this is what's important.
What do you say? I can't agree with you more. I know my favorite, we have 6 boys, and I'm married to a beautiful woman, and 6 boys. I'm still asking that question. Exactly. Well, I can't agree with you more on that. And I want to ask you, you and Gloria have such a beautiful marriage, and you're such beautiful people inside and out. What are 3 tips? Right now, people are in quarantine together for a very long time. What are 3 tips to a great marriage?
Well, you know, as I said, it didn't really change that much for us. We have our corner in the house. She get up too. I get up. I have the dog. I take the dog out. She does her stuff. I do mine. We go around. We get back. We have lunch. And then I cook, and then we have aperitif, and we have dinner. And then she goes in the room. Now she's in the room looking at one, and I'm here looking at another television. We have our own parameter and all that, but we, you know, we live together. We don't have to. If you're with someone you love, you don't have to talk all the time. You can stay there and not talk for 15 minutes with someone you love, and there is still a lot of communication. You don't need to talk all the time. So we are confined like everyone else, but for us it probably maybe easier than some other people.
Yeah.
Because we live together, and we do making videos. And we've been doing video also.
Yeah. I want to ask you, what do you think, and I'm asking this of all the great leaders that I have on the show, what do you think this is teaching us, this pandemic?
Maybe that will teach us to, it's a double-edged sword, because people are glued together, stuck together, and that's going to cause a fair amount of divorce. But on the other hand,
maybe
bring people together and realize that people who cook for the family like once a month or once a week, now they're cooking it every day, and the kids are going there with you, and the kids are cooking with you, and the kids are helping you, and the kids, if you have a garden, kids are going. So they bring a lot of people together, and that's good for them.
that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing.
It's great advice.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say, yes, I have to say, I am giving you the biggest cheers. I'm giving you the biggest hug and love thank you so much for being such an inspiration to me, because I'm not sure where I'd be had that letter not been written.
You've been the same way, but you know what? I still remember that thing with Robert Mondavi.
Yes.
He was coming back from Europe with his wife, and he was already not young, but he was jumping around, opening the door for Gloria, opening the door for me. He told me, I'm taking you to a very good little restaurant in Napa. So I remember that thing very well. So,
well,
thank you.
I love you so much, and I love your family, and I can't wait. I hope that after this is over, we get to cook together. Can you promise me that I can come out and we'll cook together?
I hope so too.
Okay.
We have your paintings everywhere, Jacques.
And we have your paintings. I love to paint as well, but you are an inspiration as a painter to me. We have your paintings everywhere, all over. We have your sketch here. We have your menu books.
Okay.
You are
Doing my family.
You are amazing.
Your foundation is amazing too.
And your foundation is amazing as well. So thank you for all the things you're doing with your foundation. You're incredible.
Thank you for being who you are and keep cooking and keep loving yourself, both of you.
We love you.
Love you.
Cheers. Cheers.
Give the family our love.
I love it.
Bye, Jacques.
Wow, that was okay. We got Jacques on. Listen, technology is amazing. We got cameras going everywhere, so that worked, and we got Jacques on. I hope all of you appreciate.
They were very patient. Everybody was helpful
so
and patient.
Thank you, all of you, for being so patient and helpful. And you know, that was so incredible to hear. You know, he's 85 years old. He has been married 54 years to the same woman, to his wife, and they have Claudine and the whole family, and such a beautiful grandchild, and you know, this incredible son-in-law, and he has a great foundation that he does lots of work with. And I just think, for me, it's like you just heard from a legend. I mean, he is legendary. And like I said, he's such a gentleman. Like my dad used to say, he's a scholar and a gentleman. And that is truly who Jacques Pepin is. And I couldn't have been more honored to have him on. Thank you so much, Jacques, for coming on. Thank you, Claudine, for you guys showing up and saying hi in the beginning. That was awesome. You know, it's really, this is a very meaningful, every dinner is wonderful with my family. This is a meaningful dinner that really brings me back to my time in France, really brings me back to my childhood as well, because I understand going out, my mom had gardens, and going out and picking a fresh ripe tomato and bringing it in and slicing it and putting it on a tomato sandwich, you know, with a little mayonnaise, salt, pepper on white bread, you know, things like that. So we have those memories of food, and I think that Jacques, you know, it's interesting. We ask that question every show on CORA-ntine Cuisine. What is this teaching us? And every single guest has a different answer. I haven't heard one guest, and we've had 20 guests on now, not one guest has had the same answer. He just said, I think it's teaching us that we can cook at home with our family. We're teaching our kids.
And those are the best and the most special meals.
Those are the most special meals. He's eaten every three-star restaurant, three-star Michelin restaurant you can imagine in the world. He has cooked in these restaurants. He has dined with every top chef in the world. And what he said was, it comes back to the home. That's really what his meaning was. It comes back to the home with my wife, with my kids, with my grandchild, with my family. That's the most meaningful out of all those dinners. So it's back to simplicity. And I think this is what this pandemic has taught us. If there's a silver lining, it's about getting back to home. It's about getting back to family. And he just said that. And that's coming from someone who has got years of experience and very seasoned in this world. So thank you so much for that, because that's something we haven't heard. And look, I love all of you guys. You're amazing. This has been a wonderfully special, it's taken me back in time. You guys have seen a part of me that you probably haven't seen on the show yet. And that's taken me back to a time in my life, very young, in my early 20s, that is so special to me. So thank you to Jacques and his family, and also thank you to all of you. I'm giving you a big food hug tonight. We're going to see you Wednesday. It's going to be hump day tomorrow, and we've got a great guest on as well. But today, I'm just going to cherish this moment that I just had with someone who I admire more than you could even imagine. So thank you so much. I'm giving you a big food hug tonight, and signing off.